Hey guys, it's your girl Coco Sanchez. Obviously, you're tuned into Coco Butter Love, and today I got something popping to talk about because it's something that I've experienced in my life. I'm sure others are experiencing it, but I want to be helpful to some who may go through it within the next few years, or it can be related. Well, not related, but anyone can relate to it. Parents, children, family members, friends. So I just want to be that helping hand if I can be. Today's facts is about college. So college is not for everyone, period. And I'm gonna say that with the most emphasis, the most persuasion as possible, because a lot of people believe they have to go to college in order to be successful, but there's so much more that you can do to be successful. And honestly, networking is way more I don't want to say proactive, but it's way more successful. When you network and when you know people, you definitely get ahead in life, whether you have that degree or not, because having a degree doesn't always work. And I'm not going to say getting your degree is not important. As I mentioned, I said this is something I went through. I went to college, 4-year university. I did graduate on time. I have my bachelor's, and I'm very grateful. I am very thankful. It was an experience. It was a blessing. I met so many people. I did so many things. I joined an exchange program, was able to travel to another school, meet more people, network that way. But what I am going to say to you is that if there was anything I wish I can reverse and redo, it would be going to college. And here's why. When I went to college because I felt like my whole entire life I worked so hard to get ahead, and it's just always been put in my mind from a young age that, that was the next step in life. Once I graduated high school, I didn't know what was next because everyone has always had this idea that college is what you do in order to be successful. So that was like the next step for me. To me, it was just another transitioning of school. So I went through elementary, I went through middle school, I went through high school, and then I finally felt like, okay, I'm at this last stage where I just need to complete college and I will be fine. Bullshit. Let me tell you why. I went to school for 4 years for English communications. I have a degree in it, yes. But before I went to college, I already worked in the business of what I went to school for, which was irrelevant. So that was my whole point of telling you also that college is not for everybody. I went to school for something that I was already doing my whole life from the age of 14 up until college. So it was kind of irrelevant for me, and it kind of set me back. Before I went into college, I used to work at a radio station. I started out a young girl at a girls radio station, and it was a beautiful blessing. That's actually what taught me, or actually that's what showed me what it is that I wanted to do in life. That molded, made me. I want to say shout out to Girls Radio. It's a positive girls radio station for young teens, and they were a blessing to me. I literally went there, and that's where I found out my passion and love for what I do. I love to use my voice. I love to talk. I like to encourage people. I love to, just hold discussions and debates and hear other people's opinions. So that was a blessing being a part of that program. From that program, I was able to experience many internships, many jobs, working at different radio stations, a lot of your popular favorite radio stations in Boston. I've done that, whether it was street team work, assistant producer, production work, all types of shit. I already did it. So I was just like, oh, when I go to college, I want to take on television, marketing, public relations, things that I felt would mold me and shape me into a better candidate for other jobs. I really thought that was the next step in life. So I went to college, and while I was in college, let me backstep for about 2 seconds. While I was doing all of that radio work and interning and different shit, I also was blessed with the opportunity to, do community service. I did facilitated media literacy workshops so much. And it was those things to me were a good look, but they were also just things that I enjoyed doing. It was stuff that I loved. I couldn't picture my life really without it. So back then it was so engaging and so fun that it made me feel like this was it. So fast forwarding into college, I now wasn't volunteering as much and doing as much in that field because I had to focus so much on my my task at hand, which was graduating. So I had to complete my courses, make sure that I was on task. And yes, I did interning shit within my school and stuff like that, television, whether it was on camera, off camera, behind the scenes, in between the scenes. I've done it all while being in school. But because I took a break and went to college and kind of fell off track from the normal activities that I was doing, like I said, community service, media literacy workshops, different things, that definitely took a lot of my life and took a lot of what I already knew, and I kind of fell off. Like, once I went to college, it was like I graduated school and I felt like I was at a brick road. Like, I felt like I was at a rock and a hard place. Like, I was literally graduating, but was unsuccessful with getting a job in my field immediately. Granted, I had a great job getting out of school, but at the same time, it wasn't what I went to school for. So now I'm but now I'm stressing and worrying about the fact that, okay, I went to college. I thought that all I needed to do was go to school, get this degree, level up, and people would want to, embrace me. They would want to take me in. I'd be marketed. I felt like I was more marketable. But I realized in that time that that's not the case. Like, I graduated, had a good job, but it wasn't the job I wanted, and now I'm paying back on loans for something that I'm not even using. So I didn't get to really utilize my degree, and until this day, I still haven't utilized my degree to the extent that I would like. Granted, I worked for management companies, with marketing and public relations, working for celebrities or whatever, but the pay wasn't there yet because you always have to start somewhere, So it's like, I graduate school, I have no money, and the little bit of money I do have, I'm focused on paying off loans and responsibilities. And granted, I'm still paying loans now to this day. And when I left school, I left with a pretty decent amount of loans. Not a lot, like pretty slim compared to a lot of people. I know people was leaving 60,000, 100,000 and shit like that. I left with a low amount, but now that shit is accumulated, some interest on it, and it's definitely setting me back because now I have to think about, okay, what's my next steps? What am I going to do to further my career? What am I going to do to better myself? So I honestly started to feel like, what? Before I went into school, I was on the path of being successful because I already felt I was successful. I started out young, 14, doing what I loved to do and what I wanted to do. And from there, I was, marketed better to different companies that wanted to take me on as an adult and say, hey, we'll hire her. Hey, we'll add her on as an intern. And I left all of those blessings instead of, instead of building on what I already had and started with. I was so wrapped up in society's thoughts of like, oh, you need to go to school, oh, you need to go to college, oh, you need to do this. But I never thought about how that shit is all just a scam. Like, it's money. Like, granted, I do believe this is what I feel is like a guarantee, and this is just my opinion. This is not facts. This is not, guaranteed from any scientists or anything, but I believe people who go to school for medical, like anything in the medical field, or business, money related, you're bound to find some type of job because there's always someone in the medical field needed. There's always someone in the business field needed, especially in an environment and a city where I'm from. I'm from Boston, so we are known to have the best hospitals, the best educations, the best colleges, certain things. But if you're going for, what I went for, communications, that's some shit that if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. So talent really doesn't need to be built in school. That's something that I should have just been working on while I was building my brand and building myself. Now I go by this name of Coco Sanchez, and so many people know me, and so many people talk about it. Oh, Coco, oh, hey, Coco Sanchez, or hey, whatever. And it's like, I love it, but I wish that I would have spent more time while I was younger building that name in the way that I'm trying to build it now, because I was so focused on school. And what has school got me? It's got me nothing. And I've got a degree that nowadays you really can't even use, because honestly, no one wants anyone with a bachelor's anymore. Now they want a master's. And it's crazy how once I get my bachelor's, not even just I, but black people started getting their shit a lot more, it becomes something that's not as important anymore. So it's not like a deciding factor. Oh, I'm going to choose this person over this person because they have a bachelor's. Nah, they want that master's. So I think about it and I'm like, damn, I put myself in debt. I went through so much shit that I went through, and I'm not even in the field or in a part of life or in a place in life where I feel like I'm content or I'm happy with what I did. There's so much more that I want to do. There's so much more that I feel I have to give, and I feel like I'm trying to show my personality now, and I want to reach out to people who may be indecisive about school and hear somebody like their parents or friends and family telling them like, oh, you need to go to school. Let me tell you one thing. There's a lot of people who listen to others. Granted, I went to school and I graduated even though society was always like, oh, you needed to do it, and I wasn't for sure. I still went and I graduated because I'm a person who pushes through. I don't give a fuck what it is. If I start something, I'm going to finish it because it's what I like to do. That's just me. It's called professionalism. That's what I want. I want someone to always know me as the girl or the woman, because I'm grown now. But like the woman who always, if she gives you her word, she's gonna do it. Or if she sets her mind to it, she's gonna do it. But there are so many people who are going through this phase where like they're indecisive right now, and it might be some teenage high schoolers right now who feel like, damn, the pressure of their parents and everyone else, but they don't even know what they want to go to school for. So it's kind of like you'd be going into school and wasting your time till you figure it out, and while you're wasting your time, you're building on your loans. Like you're accumulating payback. Like you gotta, outcome is income. You gotta do something, but at the same time, it's like people don't understand the severity of that shit. Like, these loans don't fucking go away. Them shits ain't just wiped off or forgot about. Like, when they want their money, they want their money, and it's on time. So for me, it's like, I really feel it's important for young kids, but also parents, to understand the importance of knowing before you get into school what it is you want to do. Having that vision and working hard to understand that, junior and senior year, you're going to be needing to look for jobs in advance to make sure that you're set when you get out, because nothing in life is guaranteed. When you get out of school, they don't tell you that there's not a job waiting at the pearly gates for you, once you walk off that stage. No, it's you got to bust your ass. And a lot of times it's not even busting your ass, because I'm a hard worker, and anyone who knows me knows I work hard. I go hard for whatever I love and whatever I do. But they're literally, it's all about who you know, what you know, who you know, networking. Like, there's so much that you can do without having to go to school. So if you're not 100% sure, please do not invest in debt, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Don't invest in debt, because really you'll go to school, and I see it too often. So many people go to school and they're just bullshitting their way through till eventually it's like, okay, you're not even showing up in class, you're not turning in work, you don't know what course you want to take this semester because you don't have a fucking major. Like, there's so much, and as that builds on, either you drop out or you stay in school for 8 years for something that should have only took you 3 to 4 years. And honestly, 8 years, you got to think about it, that's that's a whole nother fucking tuition. Like, you got to think about 8 years. You're supposed to graduate for a bachelor's within 4 or at least 3 maybe. So it's like, there's so much that I want you to think about beforehand. Please take the time to evaluate, what is it that you would like to do whether you were in school or not? What is it that you would like to do what's the one thing that would make you happy even if you weren't getting the amount of money that you anticipated initially off rip? What is it that you want to do to better yourself in life? And can you see yourself in school pushing through, and will that shit pay off in the end? I don't want no one else to go thinking that, oh, you have to go to college, you have to do this. No. The one thing that my parents stressed to me and my siblings when we were younger is joining a trade. So, joining a union, whether it's a carpenter's union, laborers, steel, metal, all that shit. And honestly, that is one of the smartest things that they could have ever told me. Although I am not in that field currently, because I felt like, I wanted to finish school. I wanted to do whatever. And I had so much hope and a big dream that I would be in the field that I wanted to work in. I didn't go into a trade as they told me to. But I don't feel bad about it. But I definitely do believe that if you have an opportunity to experience something as a trade, it's a beautiful blessing. Like, people don't understand that they pay you to learn what it is that you need to do. You're not going to school and paying them to teach you shit later on to work somewhere. They're paying you to learn the trade, to build, to grow, to learn. Like, they are really gonna pay you to build a successful future for yourself, and the pay is amazing. You just keep growing and blossoming. Like, I honestly think that it's one of the best things that someone can do if they're unsure of what it is they want to do in life, and if they just want like residual income, and they want to make sure that they build a good future for them and their family. Like, a trade is amazing. Like, if you're not sure about school, I would say check into a trade and see if you can push through that and do whatever, because within the 4 years you already not it's something that you would have had like loans for in college is already paid off. You now living your best life. You can travel, you can own a home, you can do so much. Like, my brother's in the union, my parents are both in the union. Like, I see all of the beauty and all of the great things that they were blessed with doing it. So I'm definitely proud that my parents were people who encouraged me, supported me, pushed me through. And although I decided to take a different route and go to college, my parents were always there. Like, they helped me through all of that shit. They encouraged me, and they still supported me, even though they seen something else that I could have did. They still stood behind me, so I understand that. But they also informed me of what college would be like and how you're gonna have have debt and certain things. And now that I think about it, they were completely right. Like, they were honest. So I just want to say shout out to my parents for that. But anywho, this is really important. Like, parents, friends, family members, please stop forcing kids and forcing people to believe that they have to do something that you can naturally see they don't want to do. Because if you force them to go to college and they take out these loans, which sometimes you may have to take out a loan in your parents' name, or sometimes you have to take out a loan, all your loans for yourself, but you're going to force them to do something that in the end is just going to fuck them up even more. Like, now they're in debt. They might have not even got a degree. That's even worse. When you go to school because someone else keeps making you feel like you have to go, then you go and you drop out, you fail out because it just wasn't for you, and now you're in debt for something that you didn't even gain. Like, you didn't even get your degree. So it's like, damn, like, I went to school and did all of that and I don't even have a fucking degree. Like, no, I can't see myself doing that at all. Like, I'm thankful I was able to push through, but I had hard times, and school is not easy. Like, that shit is not like high school. Like, you really have to motivate yourself. You have to encourage yourself. You have to push yourself. But I do want to say that if you do know for sure what it is that you want to do and you have a vision, go to college. Push through. Do what you have to do, because there is some light at the end of the tunnel for people who go to college. Like, like I said, there's a lot of people who leave with their nursing degree or certificate or whatever. There's people who go to college and leave with a business degree, finance, like so many things that anyone and everyone can do. And I just want to support people to do that. But I also just felt like this video was important to give you the facts. And the facts is real life. Like, we don't always go to college and make it. Sometimes you need to push yourself and motivate yourself. I met someone today, this man, this white guy, and I mean, not that I needed to mention he was white, but anywho, I met this guy, and it was such a beautiful thing how we just started talking about stuff, and he started mentioning, like, he travels for business because he does management and this, that, and the third. He works in the music, the movie industry or whatever, and production industry. And through us talking, he could get a sense for me, like, oh, this girl's really unique. She has a degree. She seems like she knows what she's talking about. So he extended his hand to me and lending me his card to say, hey, reach out to me. We can talk. Maybe there's something I can do for you here, or maybe there's just something I can encourage you with. And me, it's not always about getting the blessing to get through the door of a job, but it's about getting the blessing for someone to even sit down and listen to you, to encourage you, to support you, to push you, to let you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So I say all of that to say that take your time figuring out what it is that you want to do, but while you're figuring it out, make sure that it's the option that's going to bring the least stress on you, the least financial problems on you, and you just want to keep keep building yourself. So keep striving for whatever it is that you want to do. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You can do anything you fucking want to do. You can be anything you want to be. And I'm just going to keep believing in myself because I don't give a fuck. I know I got the talent. I know what I have. I know what I've done. And I know what I will continue to do. So I hope that you guys found this video very interesting. I appreciate all the support that we continue to get. I hope that this video was a little less funny and a little less like, you know, me talking shit, because sometimes I do be talking shit, but y'all be needing the facts. So I gotta give y'all that. But nah, I really do hope that everyone shares this video and blesses somebody with it, because sometimes you need that encouragement and even a story just to know that, you know what, I'm going to follow my heart and not do this. I'm not going to do this because society and everyone else says that this is what I should do. So you guys stay blessed. Stay tuned to Cocoa Butter Love. Please check out our YouTube page. You can also check out our all of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, everything. We have a Facebook page called Cocoa Butter Love. Again, that is COCOABUTTALOVE. And I'm Coco Sanchez. Thank you for your support and stay tuned for more. Bye-bye.